Do you want a Bunny Girl Senpai too? So what's up guys, Foxen here. Oh sorry, slightly a different question. Do you want to watch the Bunny Girl Senpai movie? The sequel movie actually just came out a few days ago here in Japan. Managed to get the first showing in. So let's get into this. This will be a non-spoiler review. If you do want any juicy info, feel free to ask below. Definitely give a colossal bunny-sized thumbs up and let's get started. Before diving into this, a little bit of background info on the Bunny Girl Senpai series. For me, the TV anime series got into my top 10 of 2018 anime. It was super enjoyable seeing this chemistry between Sakta and Mai, especially with that supernatural element mixed in. It really gave me this vibe of Haruhi, really only missing that ultra powerful god character that you don't want to piss off. One of the huge highlights for me is that I definitely loved the dialogue between Sakta and Mai. It was especially wonderful seeing this strong, confident relationship, something that felt real instead of feeling half-assed, which unfortunately is all too common among anime, often used to serve as some cheap drama. Anyway, going into my Bunny Girl Senpai movie experience, I got to see it first thing in the morning in Tokyo Shinjuku at the first 8 AM showing. It was my first time going super early for a movie and oh my god, it was so packed. They even had this lovely promo popcorn drink set for the movie. Unfortunately, that line was ultra long. I only managed to get a churro from like a small stand. The bad part, I forgot the coffee. Huge mistake. By the way, as a nice bonus for the movie showing, you did get this small side story book with the ticket purchase. I think they're only doing this for the first week. Anyway, let me just jump into the actual story. Once again, non-spoiler. The Bunny Girl Senpai movie takes place throughout December, so immediately after the TV anime. You still got the super element theme throughout the movie, although that's definitely a lot more toned down for this movie. And this is not really a negative, but it felt very TV drama-like, specifically Japanese drama. The anime was a lot more episodic at times with that villain of the week, or should I say adolescent syndrome of the week. For this movie, now you're thrown into Sakta's and Shoko's adventure. That's right, you're going to be getting a ton of these two, specifically Shoko. This is something important you should know going in. I've heard some people being super excited about Mai especially. So let me set your expectations here. You do get Mai in the movie, although she gets the third most screen time. The movie really is focused on Shoko's storyline and her mystery, which is really appropriate since the two light novels covered in this movie focus on Shoko and then Sakta. Previously, each of the light novels focused on one specific girl's issues and storyline. For the actual stuff going on in the movie, I hinted at this being a lot more chill and toned down compared to the crazier stuff in the season 1 anime. That said, they do go through the days in December fairly quickly, so there's no spots that are too dragged out. If anything, I really enjoyed the lighter moments. Oh, and I did mention coffee earlier. That would have been really nice to have. Except you then get to around the midpoint of the movie. Something happens. This is really a shifting point. I'll just say that definitely got me super wide awake. I didn't need coffee after that. Post down below if you want the juicy info. Really quickly, let me touch on the light novel source material. The first Bunny Girl Senpai light novel got released back in 2014. There's 9 total light novels right now. Also, there happens to be a manga adaptation too, 4 volumes. For the actual season 1 Bunny Girl Senpai anime, that covers the first 5 light novels. This movie then covers the following 2, light novel 6 and light novel 7. This does mean you still have 2 light novels in case you want to do a sequel, although you may be lacking in source material. Next up, let me touch on the studio. So you got Cloverworks doing this movie, which is connected to the A1 Pictures studio. Most recently, they're known for doing the Darling in the Franxx anime with the Trigger studio, and also the wonderful Promised Neverland, which turned out way better. Next up, the Bunny Girl Senpai movie characters, really only 3, the first one being Sakta. So you still got this guy being the pig bastard that he was in season 1, the Buta Yaro, or did that just get lost in translation? Perhaps I should say Little Rascal. Most of Sakta in this movie involves him dealing with Shoko, her mysterious situation, and of course him trying to figure out the mystery of how he's connected, which is tackling that whole mystery back from the season 1 anime. This does mean you get ready for a lot of Sakta and Shoko moments. Oh, and this stuff definitely doesn't come without its own consequences. At times, Sakta reminds me of this lightweight Subaru version. Oh yeah, Sakta gets his own suffering cry time in this movie. I also do have to point out that Sakta seems a lot more passive in this movie, in that he goes along with the flow for anything Shoko related that occurs. That does change a little bit later as the movie progresses. Next character up, Mai. Someone give this girl a reward. I mean, Mai deals with so much in this movie, she has the patience of a goddess, or maybe a Jedi. So for the story, you still have the lovely back and forth between this couple. Although there is a lot less, since Mai really takes a third seat among Sakta and Shoko's adventure. Naturally, you could just imagine how Mai handles these two lovebirds spending so much time together. Meanwhile, unfortunately, Mai is busy with her own work. To give Mai and the writing a lot of credit, I'm extremely glad to see the Bunny Girl Senpai movie didn't take that easy drama storyline route. In other words, running into those type of issues where you could really resolve them by talking it out. Everything involving the Jedi-like understanding Mai, along with the reactions to the events at play, still feels very real and not forced. Next up, the female star of this movie, Shoko. I really can't dive into the details for spoiler reasons, but do know Sakta and Shoko spend a lot of time together. At one point, it almost feels like these two are living together as a couple. No surprise at all why Mai would want to cut this other woman. But jokes aside, you got in bits and hear of the whole Shoko mystery throughout the first season. For this movie, it's now time to fully address that with what's going on with this past girl, Sakta's first love. For me, let me just say that I like Shoko enough, although I still highly prefer Mai myself. Some of the Shoko backstory and situation was some of the stuff I felt was more TV drama-like. You also do have Shoko mostly interacting with Sakta, which is weird at some points. I mean, she clearly knows she's bugging Mai, but is like, oh well, not my problem, I want to go do this with Sakta. And I know part of this makes it feel like there's some love triangle going on. Let me just reassure you though, thankfully the movie doesn't go in that direction. As for the other characters in this movie, pretty much everyone just gets a cameo. Used to have Futaba, Koga, Mai's sister, Sakta's sister. All of them do appear in this movie, but very little. From all of these characters, Futaba might have gotten the most screen time from the side cast. Before you actually watch this movie, I do have a strong recommendation. You need to rewatch the Bunny Girl Senpai anime before the movie, which is really a rule you should follow before any anime movie. There's so many little callbacks and relationship points scattered throughout this movie. You'll definitely feel something is lacking if you're struggling to recall the blurry details if it's not fresh in your mind. When rewatching, you should specifically notice anything involving Shoko. So if it has been more than, say, a month before watching this movie, time for a Bunny Girl Senpai rewatch. Unfortunately, I didn't get to rewatch this, so definitely don't be like me. Next up, let me touch on the animation. This movie actually reminds me of the recent ReZero OVA that got screened in theaters here in Japan. The movie as a whole looks very much as what you would come to expect from a TV anime. There really is no point in the movie where you got some super high quality movie animation. That's partly just because this Bunny Girl Senpai movie isn't action filled. As a positive, you still have good, consistent animation throughout the movie. I never noticed any animation drop. In other words, this looked good on the big screen. Low quality animation always sticks out in the theaters. Trust me, I've seen a couple of anime movies recently that clearly weren't made to be screened in theaters. And talking about this being a movie, I do have to touch on this side topic. This fairly easy animation might have been the whole reason this movie even got greenlit before the TV anime was even done. Let's just be honest, this Bunny Girl Senpai movie might as well have been the next 4 to 5 episodes. The people behind this really just chose to package it in this way and market it as a movie. So take that as you will, I'll go with the positive mindset on this. I would much rather take the next half a season or so of the story and pay a movie ticket price. I mean, you are getting this around a half a year later, totally worth it in my opinion. Definitely a better trade-off than waiting years and years for a second season or sequel. Perhaps never even getting a sequel either. And my god, were they ready with the merch. They already have some figures coming out for this movie. So yeah, it's time to buy that merch and fund the sequel movie. Next up, the music for this. Honestly, nothing really new that stood out. Was there really any new soundtrack made for this movie? I'm doubting it. That said, any piece of music that was used did seem to fit the scene well enough. So if you loved any of the music in season 1, you'll definitely catch it in the background. Oh, and for the ending, I do believe you got an updated version of the season 1 ending, although they kept on changing those. I do recall hearing Shoko's voice in this, so it might have been an updated song or a totally new ending song. At the very least, they did have the full ending song over the credits. The only thing that was lagging here was that Kimi no Se from the opening. That would have been nice to hear. Next up, my nitpicks or issues. I probably didn't have some super high expectations, so I really had to think of what was lacking. Here's 3 minor nitpicks, emphasis on being small. The first being the movie lacking some high quality animation piece. Since this was a movie, why not at least take advantage of that and have at least one super notable animation scene for your movie? It would have been nice for this movie to have that one animation piece that people could point back to. Second thing, it would have been nice to have more Mai. I'm guessing they're stuck to the light novel source material, so they're restricted by that. At times I felt the Shoko Mai balance was heavily thrown off. I mean, Shoko perhaps got 2 to 3 times more screen time compared to Mai. And then the third thing, no Christmas theme. So you got this movie taking place throughout December. It felt like a missed opportunity not to do anything Christmas related. I feel like this was partly due to the movie being released in the summertime. Next up, I do have to touch on the ending, not an issue. Of course, I can't go into spoilers, but it is worth noting something. Let's just say something happens that's not necessarily a cliffhanger, but it does leave some open-ended questions. This may even make you rethink some of the stuff going on in season 1 if you do rewatch that. Naturally, there is more story to be told with 2 more light novels currently out. I would say look forward to season 2, although I'm thinking they may go the movie route, just because this thing has been a huge success, and also due to the lacking source material for a full season. Anyway, next up, do I recommend this? As someone who had the Bunny Girl Senpai anime in my top 10, naturally I'm a fan. That being said, I wasn't really jumping up and down waiting excitedly for this movie. Ideally, I would have rewatched the season 1 anime just to get more hyped up before the movie. Still, I did find this movie enjoyable. No major issues. I would say the story in this movie is in line with the TV anime episodes, nothing more and nothing less. My only standout nitpick would have been to have more Mai in this movie. If you did love the TV anime, I would highly recommend checking this out. If you only enjoyed it or liked it, I would still recommend checking this out at some point, but you don't need to rush out to watch it. That being said, I do have to put this disclaimer out. Unfortunately, if you do wait on anime movies, you do have to wait almost a year. Anime movies outside of Japan also get a very limited screening window. Hence, I would highly suggest watching this if you don't want to wait almost a freaking year to be released on Blu-ray. As for how you could watch this if you're not in Japan, Aniplex just announced an Anime Expo screening here. I am going to be going to Anime Expo this year, so maybe I'll check that out. I mean, just watching movies with a huge fan crowd is always really nice. For anyone else, perhaps Fandom is going to do a limited showing coming soon. By the way, I did mention the success of this movie. This Bunny Girl Senpai movie actually only screened in 31 theaters in Japan opening weekend. It already broke 100 million yen this opening weekend. So really, this is a huge success. Hopefully they'll consider making more. I really think they'll consider doing the movie format. So let me know, how much do you want to watch this movie? Is anyone planning to catch it at Anime Expo? Also post down below which anime movie you want me to review next. Talking about anime movies, definitely check out my recent Promare anime review. That's Trigger Studios' latest anime cocktail. Don't forget about my other juicy anime stuff, and I'll see you guys later.